The survey found a significant number of local organizations believe that fundraising is getting much tougher in Palm Beach and Martin counties, and bad news about funding available is coming at a time when charities are being called upon to meet rising demands for emergency safety net social services. While we can't hope to address all of these needs, we believe that we have within our capacity to help extend the safety net and lend a helping hand to our neighbors. I'd like to introduce Eric Kelly, who's the Regional Vice President for Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, to discuss more about these issues.
Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, we are a nonprofit Catholic organization, a grant-making organization focused on improving the overall health status of individuals through increasing access to culturally competent health services and information. Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, we strive to be a catalyst for systemic change, committing resources and working collaboratively as we are here today to promote physical, mental, spiritual, and societal well-being. Leslie shared with you the challenges that we are all facing here in this area in helping our communities to respond to the many social as well as economic needs. I would like to note that the unemployment rate both in Martin and Palm Beach counties have doubled. Requests for all type of economic assistance, including food and financial assistance, also has doubled in the past year. As unemployment increases, foreclosures doubled in the past year, and on the rise, a number of homeless individuals are also rising. Families and individuals in our communities should not be going hungry without shelter and food. We need to increase and improve our safety net. Concerns are great and affecting more and more of our community, including our children. So this time I'd like to introduce Tana Eberly, CEO of Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County.
Thank you, Eric. The Children's Services Council is an independent taxing district focusing on serving the needs of Palm Beach County's children. Children's Services Council recognizes that child care is a critical issue for the working poor. In Palm Beach County, on any given day, we have approximately 6,000 children on a waiting list waiting for access to quality child care. Now, some people may say, well, that's not relevant for those families who are in economic downturn. It is in fact very relevant for those who are in an economic downturn, because if they lose a job, they need to have child care so that they can go secure another job. We also know that in these times and stress with people who are unemployed, that they have increased rates of child abuse and neglect, and having their children in a child care environment to relieve some of that stress is absolutely critical. So our investment in this fund is one that is a strategic investment both for the interest of our children and families, but as well as public dollars to help to leverage the investment for our county. So with that, I'd like to introduce Paul Gianfrido, the president of the Quantum Foundation.
Thank you, Tana. Quantum Foundation's mission is to promote health, education, and community betterment in Palm Beach County. At the turn of this year, we polled our grantees and asked them about the direct effects of this economy on their operations, and 1/3 of those that responded had direct and specific impact on the giving that was going to those and on their ability, therefore, to provide services as a result of the downturn in the economy. They were getting fewer grants, they were getting fewer charitable contributions. Since then, we've continued to monitor their efforts in providing safety net health services to the general public in Palm Beach County. And they've reported some dramatic and remarkable kinds of information. Give you two examples. The Caridad Clinic, as one example, has reported a 10% increase this year in the number of uninsured people who are seeking care at Caridad Health Center just in the first 3 months of this year. The Samaritan Gardens Community Health Center of West Palm Beach noted a tripling of new patients between January and March of this year alone. Clearly, the needs of the public are growing greater in Palm Beach County, and the ability of the agencies that provide for those needs has been reduced and diminished by what's happened. So Quantum is excited about the opportunity to join with our colleagues, with these other major funders and all of those who will meet the challenge that we'll be putting out to try to get more dollars and more resources into the hands of those organizations and entities that are providing those necessary services in a variety of safety net areas for the people of Palm Beach County who are most in need. And we look forward to joining with many others in this effort over the course of this month, as we are privileged to join with the three organizations that have come before us here today to talk about working collaboratively to address all of these needs. Thank you.
Well, as we have all spoken, our community's most vulnerable residents need help now more than ever. But the nonprofit sector is being buried under the rising demand to help meet the most fundamental of social and economic needs. Together, the Community Foundation for Palm Beach and Martin Counties, Children's Services of Palm Beach County, Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, and the Quantum Foundation are working to address the unprecedented demands and needs for food, shelter, health care, and child care. We call it the Safety Net Challenge. Each of the partners has contributed $250,000 for a total pool of $1 million. But with your help, we can do even more. We challenge the community to help us provide individuals and families in economic crisis with urgent and immediate relief. During the month of May, every dollar given will be matched by the dollars committed by the funders present here today until we reach a campaign goal of $2 million. With their donations of the community, we can double the amount our funding partners have committed to meet emergency social service needs. Through the challenge, up to $2 million will be distributed. One-time grant awards will be made to a limited number of 501c3 charities and agencies serving Palm Beach and Martin counties that together provide an array of social and emergency safety net services in the areas of food, shelter, health care, and child care. To donate or learn more, please visit the website for this Safety Net initiative, www.safetynetchallenge, all one word, lowercase, .org, or call 561-659-6800. The Community Foundation will administer the fund and grant awards on behalf of all of our funding partners and is waiving the administrative fees associated with its management of the fund. Throughout the month of May, we'll be sharing with you personal stories of how the economy is affecting more and more of the families in our communities and in those areas this fund is intended to address. This week, we would like to share with you how the needs of shelter are increasing. I'd like to introduce Wendy Tippett. Wendy is the Executive Director of Adopt a Family of the Palm Beaches, where we are today, and one of the agencies that will receive donations from the fund, to share briefly about what her organization is seeing on the front lines of this crisis. Wendy?
So I'd like to thank the funders for the opportunity to participate in the Safety Net Challenge. As the economic and housing crisis worsens in our community, our agency has seen an increase in calls for housing and emergency services rise from 300 a week to 1,300 a week. The foreclosure market has forced numerous families into the rental market, where the current rents for a 2-bedroom apartment are $1,300 a month and 3 bedrooms are $1,800 a month. In a market where already 65% of the renters in Palm Beach County can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Adding to this problem is the increase in rents, 61% increase in the last 9 years in our community alone. The Safety Net Challenge will allow Adopt a Family and our fellow agencies to be able to triage the calls that are coming in and direct families to the appropriate services to hopefully lessen this crisis in our community. Without these funds, we would not be able to serve the residents of Palm Beach County that are currently hurting as a result of this crisis. Thank you.
Well, on that note, we've started this campaign, and I would like to announce today the first matching donation has already been secured. The Safety Net Fund has received a donation from the Knight Foundation's Donor Advised Fund at the Community Foundation in the amount of $100,000. So we are on our way.